I'm going to go over some tickers within Vanguard's total stock market and index fund. First up is Lrcx. We ended the day at $78.51, up 6.27%. This is Lrcx on the daily time frame. I'm going to start there this time. And we are right at, again, 78.51. The next level of resistance would take us back to the middle of the trend and the baseline at $90.10. Above that, a gap closes to the upside at 106.19. And at 2 standard deviations, 113.78, 125.90, and the outer band takes us to roughly 138.23 at 4 standard deviations. Now, to the south side, -2 standard deviations and 1 level of support and a potential buy-in area and even a potential stop loss area takes us to 65.26. Below that, 53.52 and 41.59. Note the clear bounce signal at support, and then the run up. This is resistance. We blazed right through, and then a sell-off here at resistance. I meant support if I said resistance down here. This is support, and if we're going up, that is resistance. On the way down, it's support. It's been a while since I've taken a look at this ticker. Here we are on the monthly. This is the gap that I'm tracking that will take us to another level of resistance at 4 standard deviations on the monthly, and the RSI is turning up. The weekly still going up, and the daily going up as well. Room to move to the upside without being overbought. But watch out once we do. You can see from the past and the history that we always go back down after we hit a critical area of 70 and above. Now let's take this to the 5-minute. Hit Option R. Let's mark this out. When you move to the different time frames, the price label gets wonky on you as well. It's unfortunate because it never used to be that way until TradingView made some changes. So we gapped up here. That will take us down. So I'm going to turn that to red. And let's mark that out. Here are your price targets on the 5-minute time frame. 80.80, 82.57, and 84.47 to the south side. 77.16, this gap forms near -2 standard deviations, 73.49. It closes out at -3 standard deviations, 71.69. That's another level of support. And 69.86. All right, here's a sell-off at resistance, back down to support. If we're going down, that is support, grinding sideways, a bounce off of support, resistance, selling off, touching this line turned into a support line and then bounced off that. So now we've got to go up possibly and then hopefully close this out, because we don't want any open wounds, open gaps. RSI is turning down on the 5. Now let's take a look at Estee Lauder, only because this is up today, 5.35%. And I also talked about this over the weekend as part of my Gap and Go tickers. So on Sunday night, it was at 72.12, closing basically on Friday. And then I did a video on Sunday night, and now we're at 76.01. This ticker has been flying since I have talked about this. So now we are at, oops, that's not what I want. There we go. So to the outer band here, an outlier, 76.92, 78.29, and 79.70. To the south side, this I marked out is the middle of the trend and the baseline on Sunday night. So we ran past that. It was also a resistance level on the way up, and then we just busted through. So to the south side, taking us back to the middle of the trend, is now 74.17. This gap closed out. This opened up on Friday, closed on Monday. Out of the gate, I'll just delete that. And to the south side at -2 standard deviations. Again, the calculations are always changing. 71.44, 70.11, and 68.72. Sell off at resistance there. The 1-year price target on this is 76.64. Okay, we are definitely going to get there, in my opinion. My humble opinion. So 76.64. Oops. I have to turn off the magnet. 76.64. I'm going to turn this to white. I like to mark out my price targets in white. Well, let's just bring that right here. 76.64. Okay, that's another 0.87%. That is within the deviations that I like to keep my eyes out for, my eyes out on. All right. And then if we do hit it, that is near resistance, and then we could fall down. But we're already overextended on the 5-minute time frame. And then the next one I want to go over is PCG. This is looking more attractive to me. But the 52-week low is 15.94. That's even more attractive. So we've got a gap that opened up. Let's turn the magnet back on. So that's a gap to the upside. Change everything out. All right, here we go for your price targets on the 5. 2080, this gap closes at 2 standard deviations. 2161, roughly 2202, and 2243. Let's just mark out the middle of the trend while I'm here. Roughly 1999, 1961, and a better price for getting in, 1919. I traded this and sold out previously at 1908. That's been a long time since I've... Oh wait, did I do this one? I think I did. I have to... Let me look at the monthly and see why I marked that out. Looks like I have to do this on a different time frame. Let's take a look at this on the weekly. Well, while I'm here, your upper band takes us to 2384. The lower band takes us to 1714. I'm more interested in this at 1714. And what about this gap? Did this ticker? Yeah. Let's take a look at this on the daily. So we've got that. I had this, I remember tracking this for the Gap and Go video. So look at this on the daily. This touched here. So that took us to 17 at one point. Okay, and what is, oh, I think, yeah, I don't think I traded this. I think I pointed this out. And now, just for giggles, I want to take a look at this on the hourly. What is happening? So we've got this on the hourly, 1964. And this gap here is done at 1666. Clean this up a little bit. So I don't know why I marked that. Sometimes the chart just gets wonky. All right. I think that cleans everything up. So, oh, maybe 1908. No. What? Oh, maybe I just marked that as support and resistance, but I've color coded it differently now in yellow. But at least you have the levels that I am tracking. Let's just mark this one out. Roughly there. All right, and then I'm going to go over 2 trades I did today. First, Fsly. This thing has whipped me around for sure. I've traded this many times in the past, but let's go over what happened today first. So we ended the day at 987. To the north side takes us to 1059, 1111, 1162. 958. This gap fills at roughly 8:55, and that opened up this morning on Monday morning as we gapped up. Here's a fact of the day. All right. And the next target after that, 803, and then back down to this area where we have been before at 755 to the 759 range. So apparently I bought some at 695 and sold some at 755 a while ago. Just a small increase there. But today I traded some for my mom at this level. I bought in at 759 and then I sold today. And I set this stop loss all a while ago at -4 standards. No, at 4 standard deviations, I set it. And today it ran like crazy. And what used to be 4 standard deviations is now 2 standard deviations because, again, all these calculations keep changing, and so it changes on the 5 minutes. So you've got to keep up with that if you're trying to hit a certain target and a certain deviation. So let me get rid of the magnet. So basically out of the gate, I was sleeping when this happened, but I will show you. So I bought in at 759 for my mom, and then I set a sell limit a long time ago, and it triggered at 1025. So that is a return of 35. And on the day, we're up 16%. I bought it here and I let it ride at 759. So this, I'll turn it pink in a moment. But I traded this line a long time ago as well. So ignore all the pink lines or ignore all the horizontal lines. Those are just previous support and resistance or buy and sell signals that I've gone in and out of. So on the daily, So look at this. I sold out at one point at 22.50. The high is 25.87, and this thing cratered. Okay, so be very careful. Do not trade this if you can't stomach losses, or don't set your sell limit. Okay, we're at 9.87. So on the daily, the next target will be 12.30, and then this gap to look forward to. And to the south side, hopefully we have better days ahead, but that could be 4.57, which I don't think so. And let's take a look. Yeah, this thing tanked, and that's why I bought it again, but it tanked even after I bought it some more after it went down. Let's take a look at the price target. So the 1 year price target was 794. 794 took us to this level right here, and we have definitely passed that. Okay, then after that, oh, look at this. The high is 12, and then the analysts, based off of 13 analysts, say that we have more potential downward action here, down to $5. And if we get to that level, I will definitely buy some more. But I hope it doesn't. I hope we close out this gap to the upside, and then I'll have to look at it again and then see where we are. But we are in an upward channel on the 5. And look at that, strong buy, as I repeat myself. And that's it. And then I want to go over Msos. It's a POTS ticker, ETF. Last night, on Sunday night, I saw that it was at the bottom of my list, and I put it in for a buy at -4 standard deviations, and this morning it triggered right there. But now at the end of the day, keep this in mind again, it is at -2 standard deviations. The calculations changed, so we ended the day today at -2, but earlier we did get down to -4 from the price ending on Friday night. So I previously bought some down here. I could have sold out. I bought right here when it fell down, could have sold here. I didn't. I have to figure out what I want to do with this ticker. 25% return. I did not take part, and I should have, because look, it fell right back down again. So maybe the next time we get back up and fill some of these gaps, I will. I'm just going to trade this. Get in, get up, get out, I think. So earlier today, it ran up, and I thought about selling off just what I bought because it was a quick 4% return, 4.71%. But we ended the day, look at that, at -0.44%. All right. And so maybe I will set up, I like to at least get 10%. 10% would get me to roughly 482. And the 1 year price target on this, I like to have a target. Where did it go? Oh, I'm sorry. There are no targets for ETFs. So forget that. You make your own. But I'm hoping that we retrace back up to 1137. So while I'm here, this gap closed. That took us to 493. All right, those are previous support and resistance lines. So forget that. And did I mark out the middle of the trend for this? Just want to do that for today while I'm here. And then Estee Lauder, yeah, previously I did that. The Estee Lauder and Lcrx, yeah, there's nothing significant with the 52-week range. There was something that I saw today, and I can't remember what it was. Was it mRNA? No. I'm up on this ticker. So I'm happy with that for today. And then, was it Pfizer I was looking at? There's something that hit a 52-week high, and I don't remember what it is, but that's all right. I will look for that later. So that is it for me. That is a look at Lrcx, EL, Fsly, and Msos. Have a great trading day.